Hi guys, welcome to Agile Art. So today let's learn acrylic pour painting, or also called as fluid art technique. So the beauty of acrylic pour painting is that anyone who doesn't have prior knowledge of painting can also create beautiful art pieces. As you can see here, I mixed up the colors, kept it ready. I've used a stretched canvas here. You need something to place your canvas on, so I've used these paper cups here. You can use literally anything on which you can rest your canvas. Just make sure it's at a little bit height and not placed directly on the surface in which you'll be painting. Like, do not place it directly on the table. Here, this is the measuring cup, what I'm trying to show you. So the measuring cup is needed in order to mix the colors. One thing guys, whenever you do acrylic pour painting, you have to mix up your acrylic colors with the pouring medium. So the pouring medium, I've used here Fevicol and water in order to create my own pouring medium. There are several pouring mediums available in the market which are ready to use. You can use them as well. Some of them are Brustro, Liquitex, etc., which gives you amazing pour effects. I'm using Fevicol MR glue here in order to create my own DIY pouring medium. So the consistency what I'll be using is the glass whatever I showed you. So 70% of Fevicol MR glue and 30 parts of water is the consistency of the pouring medium what I'll be used for creating the DIY pouring medium. And now, what is the consistency in which the pouring medium has to be mixed with the colors? So this is the flowy consistency what you have to look forward for. Otherwise, if it is too thick compared to this or too thin, it will either stick as a blob and sit on the canvas and not move around. Otherwise, if it is too runny, then all your colors will get mixed into one another and gives a very muddy effect. So the proper consistency of mixing the colors with the pouring medium is equal parts of acrylic paint and the DIY pouring medium or the market pouring medium is the consistency what you have to look out for. So without wasting further time, let's go ahead and let's create some amazing pour arts. So the first technique what I'll be showing you today is the flip cup technique. So in the flip cup technique, as you can see, you have to hold the glass in which you're mixing at an angle and start pouring the colors one after the other. So just make sure you hold your glass in a tilted angle and then start pouring the colors, else they'll end up mixing into one another. So as you can see, I've just held the glass at an angle and I'm pouring the colors one after the other. Before pouring them onto the canvas directly, I'll be pouring it onto a cup and then I'll be flipping the cup in which the colors are there on the canvas, hence the name flip cup technique. One thing I forgot to mention guys, that I've added 2 to 4 drops of silicone oil in each of the colors whatever I've mixed with the pouring medium. So keep in mind the consistency is 50 parts of acrylic paint mixed with 50 parts of pouring medium. Mine is a DIY pouring medium. Like I mentioned before, you can use any pouring medium. The consistency is 50 parts of acrylic paint with 50 parts of pouring medium. So if you are having silicone oil in your pouring, then you need to use a butane torch in order to pop out their bubbles and create the cells. If you have not used silicone oil, then no worries, you can skip this step. As you can see, so many beautiful cells have popped out. This is the beauty of the flip cup technique. It is the best technique when used with silicone oil, gives you beautiful cells as what you can see. And once you move the colors around the canvas, so the cells grow in size as what you can see clearly from the video. So the cells are evidently growing here, they are becoming big. So the beauty of adding a color around the cup is it helps easy flow of the colors when you flip the cup. That's the reason I added the black, in case you're wondering why I added the black color. You can see how beautiful it has created. So I've added a masking tape here to the sides of the MDF board. You can use a canvas as well. You can pretty much do pour painting on any surface. You can use a wooden piece, wooden block, anything, and you can go ahead and do pour painting. You can use a ceramic vase, a stone, a canvas, anything, literally anything on which you can do a pour painting. So I'm doing a close-up here. You can see this is when the painting is wet. So the beautiful cells that have got created because of use of silicone oil and the flip cup technique itself. So let's go ahead and start the second technique, which is the Dutch pour technique. So in no particular order, I'm just pouring the colors directly on the canvas as what you can see here. Just interlacing the colors with one another and pouring them directly on the canvas, unlike the previous technique wherein I had put the colors in a cup before putting it onto the canvas. So this is also called as the Dutch pour technique, wherein you pour the colors directly onto the canvas and then with the help of a hair dryer or a blower, you blow the colors so that it gives a very rich texture. I'm just pouring black here as what you can see, and I'll be using a hair dryer here, and I'll be blowing the colors a little bit, which will create some amazing designs for me. Let's go ahead and see the next technique here, also called as the ring pour. So the only difference between flip cup and ring pour is that, just like flip cup, I'll be adding the colors first onto the glass. So like you can see, I'm holding the glass in a tilted fashion and just adding up the colors here. These colors what I've used is little bit runny compared to what I had used in flip cup. So I've just added all the colors in no particular order, and here while pouring it's little bit different from the flip cup. So in flip cup we had just flipped the cup on the canvas, right? Here I'll be pouring it in a ring form of fashion. So that's the reason why it is also called as a ring pour. Just watch out how I'll be pouring the colors from the cup onto the canvas now. So you can see how in a ring-like fashion, like concentric circles, I'm pouring the colors. That itself gives a very different effect. So once I feel the colors are sufficient, I can also fill in the sparse areas if needed, and then I'll be either tilting the colors on the canvas, or I might as well go and use a blow dryer and move the colors on the canvas and create some beautiful ring pour structures. So let's learn the next technique, which is the funnel pour technique. So I'll be using a funnel and I'll be adding the colors into the funnel and then letting it onto the canvas, hence the name. So I've used white here as my base color and spreading it on the canvas. So here is my funnel. So I'm adding the colors onto the funnel and then I'll be letting it flow onto the canvas, and let's see what beautiful effects it creates. So I've added all the colors onto the funnel as what you can see, one after the other in no particular order. So the colors have already started to flow out, but hey, where are the other colors? Let's probably try to torch it and let's try to blow it with a hairdryer and see if I get the rest of the colors. So somehow all the colors are not to be seen, it's overtaken by the blue and the pink. Let's directly try and add the colors on the canvas, and let's try to spread it across with the help of a hairdryer. The advantage of using a good hairdryer is that when you blow it across, it will create some beautiful effects for you. But just ensure that you do not blow in only one particular direction. Do not focus on one particular area only, because it will try to move the paint too much, and the other places wherein you have not moved the paint, that will be too heavy, and the place wherein you have moved, that will be too sparse, and the effect will not be good. It has to be a distributed way in which you blow out the colors, as what you can see here. I'm blowing it to and fro, both the sides, in order to get some beautiful effects like this. So as you can see, so it looks like an ocean with a coral reef here. If you can see the blues and the oranges, it looks very good. So that is the beauty of making use of a powerful blow dryer. It, without any much effort, will help in creating new designs for you. So this is the close-up, guys. So this is how it looks when the painting is wet. So let's go ahead and let's see the results of all the acrylic pours whatever we did using the different techniques so far. Let's have a closer look. So this was the first one, which had some beautiful cells. So this is the second one with Dutch pour. The third, which is the ring pour. And the fourth, which was the funnel pour. So that's it guys for today's video. Thank you so much for tuning into Agile Art. This was my take on acrylic pour painting. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please do not forget to like, share and comment on the video. And if you haven't subscribed yet to Agile Art, then please do and click on the bell icon so that you do not miss any updates from me.